Hey everybody, I'm just doing a general update of like what I have on the table right now. I'm also going on vacation, leaving this weekend for a week, and so there won't really be any content next week for the channel. And so hope everybody's still enjoying their summer. And yeah, we're just going up north and for a week, and gonna just chill out in the outdoors and hang out. And we'll be back. I'll be back with more content the week after. And so I had the other day I actually ended up having a really bad hobby day, and I don't know if that ever happens to folks, but it ended up being it's so rare that it happens. But I wanted to sit down, and like one of the things I'm working on now is I'm starting my sculpting of the actual knight pilot. And this white stuff is actually Milliput. I initially tried to cover this with the clay polymer, the green stuff, because I know some people do that, and it wasn't really sticking very well. It wasn't performing very well. And then I actually tried some Milliput, and I also really wasn't I wasn't feeling it. It was just, I just took it all off. And so this is sort of this is really still the armature, so I'm not really worried about the white stuff there. It's just hardened Milliput that'll be putting over. But I'm kind of deciding just to go ahead and just finish this guy in green stuff, because I do have experience with that, and I'm hoping I should be able to get that to stick and onto the original green stuff and have no problem. But that's sort of something I am working on now, is the Nick's New Year Painting Challenge. I'm still doing it, and this now I'm going to be working on this, and I built this little piece to hold it while I work, and to hold the armature, which just stuff out of my garage. I just saw how other people do it, and so so I have that. I also, the other bad piece is I was working on my Marvel buildings, and I used that craft paint that I was telling everybody, showing you guys, and I thinned it a little bit and used it in my airbrush on the buildings. And I just started with one on the interior, and I just was not getting a coverage that was good for me. And I even tried to brush it on, and I could see like brush strokes and stuff. I was just not getting like a good coverage, and so I've decided that I'm just going to go out and get some pastel aerosol cans that are in colors that I like, just to create that contrast look for the outside and to try to get that look, because I just want to get like an even coverage, and I'm just not feeling it with the craft paint that I was using. And there are large buildings. I don't really want to use little pots of miniature paint on them. And so I think that's the way I'm going to go with it, and just get some various tones and shades of paints. And I'm just going to start with one building and try it out, the one that I was working on, and see how that goes. So that was like a really disappointing day. I think what I ended up doing is then just I just put all that stuff aside because I was just kind of fed up. It was a couple of days ago, and then I just ended up pulling these guys out and building them, and just kind of just getting my mind off it. I have for the Marvel stuff, so the next on the paintings, I'll be doing those buildings and working on the sculpting, and I'm also working on these guys sort of all at the same time. And so I have Gambit from the X-Men, I have Nightcrawler from the X-Men, Hawkeye for the Avengers, I have Vision for the Avengers, and then Deadpool, who can be either X-Men or Avengers. And so I'll just show them real quick. Basically has these cards in his hand that he's throwing, which is kind of cool. He'll be the first character I own that has that uses the template, this plastic template for a ranged attack. Rocket Raccoon also has it, but I don't have any Cosmic for the game. He's going to be a lot of fun, Nightcrawler, to play. I ended up filing down the standard Earth base, and I just sculpted with some green stuff a matching sort of stonework that matches this piece that he's on. I really like the base on this model. It's like a shield, piece of wreckage of the shield. Really animated sculpt. He's going to be another one that's really going to be fun to play. I think he's a bit of a sleeper in that He's like a secondary character in the universe, but he has a lot of different kinds of ranged attacks with arrows and stuff and distance. I think he's going to be very useful in the game. Contrasting with that, from what I've seen so far, here's Vision. Probably one of my favorite sculpts that they've done in a while. Like, I really like the job they did with this sculpture. But he's a bit of... he seems to be a little bit more lackluster in the game. He's not a weak character in his power level, but he kind of does a little bit of what other characters do already. Like he's a little bit of a cross between what some of the characters in the Avengers bring to the table. So it may take just some playing with him to see how he's going to fit best, and also he may fit really well with other characters that are released in the future. It's really hard to know with team building, but not really the one that sort of brings a niche or something unique to the table right away. And then there's Deadpool, which, as I understand, is very good in game. He's got some really good abilities. I don't know what you guys think. I was really set out to just paint him in his X-Men uniform, so he has a red mask and then like the yellow and the black, and that's in some ways the way I want to paint him. But then I also want to use him for Avengers and X-Men potentially, and so I was just worried that if I painted him as an X-Men, like in the first class uniform, that it would just sort of look weird having him as an Avenger in an Avenger list, and so then I kind of opted maybe to go with the red. I don't know what you guys think. Of course the answer is paint him what you want, but I guess, yeah, I was just kind of wasn't sure about that. So I was kind of thinking I'd just do him red, like he is on the actual cover of the box in his standard uniform. So, all right. Well, that's kind of what is coming up right away. And when I say right away, I mean like week after next. But hope everybody's having a good one, and talk to you later.